Okay, so I've been able to, as you can see, so I've joined them, you know, to give me what I want. I think this for the front and back, and this is for my sleeve. I'm using this for the bodies, right? So I'm going to fold this, you know, the way it's meant to be. Okay guys, so I've been able to, okay, sorry, I just need a long ruler. Okay, so I've been able to put my fabric together. I have this as one side of the side of the front. Side of the front is a normal fabric, then side of the back too, and this is a normal fabric. So I'm going to have half an inch, you know, that I'm joining for the back. So I'm going to roll lines and then I'll show you. Okay, so I've been able to arrange my fabric. I've sewn this, I've joined it at half an inch. So I've joined the stripes to the main fabric that I'm using. So for the front, I'm going to mark out my 1 inch for zip allowance. You can use half. You can also use 1. Whatever works for you is just fine. So I've marked out my 1 inch. I'm drawing a line. I don't know if you can see that line, but please, even if you can't see, just mark out your 1 inch line. Now, because I have a joining here, I'm going to move my 1 inch to that my joining. I joined it at half of an inch, so I have to move this my 1 inch to, because I'm cutting the back and the front together. So if you're cutting it separately, don't bother doing that. But because I'm cutting it together, I have to move that. Okay, so just finding where that is, put it. I just don't want to cut it separately. That's why I'm doing that. So I've placed it at my, you know, because I'm having a zip at the front. It's a reversible. So because of that, that's why I'm moving that 1 inch to take off my zip before I start, you know, designing my jacket. So as usual, if you guys know me, you know that I love having a margin line that I'm working with. Okay. So that's my margin line. And then aside my margin line, I still have my half an inch that I'm going to be adding for my shoulder. So that's that. So my measurement is going to start from the second one. So I'm leaving this for my, you know, to add to the shoulder. So I'm using a length of 27 plus half inch. So I'm using my length, like your blouse length. Use that, you know. And I need to show you this. So this is what I'm using for my the one on the inside. Is reversible, so that I can wear any one at any point in time. So that's the other fabric I'm working with. And then these are the elastics. This is the elastic band. If you go to the market, just, I got this from Tejoshua in Lagos anyway. So this is it. So it's stretchy, you know, so that's what I'm adding here. So if you want to probably reduce because of the elastic, then you feel like reducing your measurement, fine. But I don't, because really a bomber jacket moves the, by the time you put that elastic in, it moves it. so I always use my actual length. So that's mine is 27 plus half of an inch. I've marked that. So another 27 plus half of an inch. I've marked that. So you extend that into a straight line. Basically what you need for this jacket is just your bust, the largest part of your body, which if it's your bust, please use your bust. So either is your bust or your hips. So any of it, if it's your hips, use your hips, you know, for this, the width measurement. For the length, it's just your actual length, your shoulder measurement, your armhole measurement. Whatever your armhole, actual armhole is, will extend it by 1. It's not a fit type jacket, is a loose one. So that's what you'll be needing. So I'm extending my line. So now I'm going to mark my neckline as usual, you know. So normally I do my 3 and then I do my shoulder divided by 2, which is 8 plus half an inch for my sewing allowance. Then I'll mark down whatever my armhole is. Normally my armhole I use 9.5 at times 10, but for this, because I want it really loose, I'm going to be using 11 inches for my armhole. So I'm marking 11, but in this case I'll actually even mark 10.5 because I'm not adding any allowance. So if I mark 10.5, by the time I sew, it will go to 11. You know, so I'm marking 10.5, not 11. So it's just whatever you use plus 1 inch. So okay. So here on that bust line where I marked my armhole, I'm going to also mark my shoulder divided by 2 plus half an inch sewing allowance. I'll extend that into a straight line. Don't forget to drop your shoulder. I'm dropping it by 1. Okay, then I'll take the one back. To my where I marked my 3 inches. So on this line now, this is 3. I'm going to be marking 4. Right? That's what I'm going to use. You can actually mark 3.5. So by the time you sew, it goes back to 4. But don't forget that we're using that elastic to put for our neck, and that elastic is already up to 2 inches. So it will almost be getting to the top of your joining of your neck. So here I'm using 4, and here I'm also using 4. So down 4, and that other side 4. So normally I just do a straight line, light straight line, you know, just to help me with my curve. So you can also create like a box if you want. Then take your neckline curve, armhole curve, neckline curve, place it and draw your curve. Hope you can see that. Okay, so that's it there. So for the armhole, for my front armhole, I'm going to divide this in